That is the animals and everything. Yeah, it opens up a can of worms about.
Everything you're saying is totally reasonable.
Yeah.
But that's like, like you said, like you're talking about the secular idea of freedom of speech.
I'm talking about Islam.
So like, okay, so if like if you have a country
Yes.
run by Islam.
Yes, as an example.
Would you are you saying there wouldn't be a blasphemy law?
No, there wouldn't. But what I am saying, as I said earlier on, there are certain things which the law would require you not to do. So, for example, if I walked into that room again full of African people and I started using pejorative language, what would happen? There would be a certain restriction. But if you look at the law itself, it would have to be interpreted.
Yeah.
The interpreters of the law would be able to clearly tell you, wait a minute, freedom is there.
Okay.
But there are certain things which you would not be permitted to say. Yeah, just like this example I'm using. Yeah, and like I said, it is so nuanced and so, how can we put it, for want of a better word, complicated. Because legal systems are like that. Yeah. I said earlier on, I would be hard pressed to find someone who on a reasonable basis would be able to justify their position and state that there are certain laws, we call them collectively the blasphemy laws. I would say no. Let's have a look at the alleged laws and see whether they are giving you...
You come from a lawyer background as well.
Yes.
So, Anjam Chowdhury is a lawyer, yeah?
He was.
Right, so yeah, not anymore.
Yes.
But, so he's like really slight. So he said that no, it's a blasphemy if you I think he was really clear cut. I don't know if he was being. If he was deliberately trying to wind the people up on the news or not, but he asked him a question. He said, if somebody blasphemes, or what is it? No, if they openly state that they're not a Muslim anymore. So that's freedom of speech, right?
Yeah.
Should they be killed in the apostate? And he went, yeah, they should be.
Agreed. Yeah, but you know what I just said earlier on, and you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I just said that anyone who legally considered it, reasonably would see that it doesn't say what it says. Now, you've taken the example.
Yeah,
we don't.
My question is he being reasonable about it or not? Like,
I would suggest when Mr. Chaudhry said what he said, I mean, we are not entirely conversant with everything he said, but I get the gist of what you are saying, yeah? If the person has left Islam, as an example of what he said, then again you would have to necessarily say to me that the legal system is in place to allow that. Are you following?
So, no,
okay, let me go. I'll run that by again. He said that if the guy has said something, he has committed blasphemy, and he has been taken out of Islam. Those are legal elements. It would require the legal system to state in definitive terms what he is saying. Now, here is an apt opportunity to tell you, the Prophet, peace be upon him, he said, you know, when you are considering legal issues, when you are considering legal issues and legal judgment, if you find an element of doubt, suspend the punishment after conviction.
Okay.
Now, I can tell you confidently, to find just an element of doubt in any case, even if it is watertight, you'll find it.
Well, in this example, I'm trying. When you say an element of doubt, if, let's say, I mean, let's go back to this. Well, let's not talk about.
I understand.
Let's talk about medieval here.
Okay.
And somebody went, oh, do you know what? I decided that I don't believe in the Christian truth or whatever. They would, and they openly proclaim it. There's no doubt.
Yes.
There's no doubt.
Right. If they openly proclaim it, was the law at that time telling you it would be a criminal offense?
Yeah.
Well, if it is, then you have broken the law.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Are you following? If the law at that time required you not to say or do certain things, then the legal system at that time, because you must remember, we are looking at this with the benefit of hindsight. Yeah? We are looking at it and thinking, well, that was not right, was it? Well, actually, if we were in that society at that time, it would be normal to us.
Right.
Are you following?
Sure.
Yeah? So, the question is this. If, no problem. If we were to take the same blasphemy laws today, I can assure you we will have a radical understanding of them as opposed to how they had. Why? What would be the difference between us radically interpreting it in a way that they didn't? Because our understanding has grown. Information that we have had, we've got a lot more today. Yes? Our understanding of how human beings work has drastically changed. So, for example, we have got what we call the age of criminal responsibility. Yeah? Why shouldn't a crime be a crime? Does it require an age of responsibility? We found that there had to be, because there are certain individuals who cannot be considered to be criminals because they are automatons. Yeah? They do things without having realized they have done them. Yeah? You have got diminished responsibility. You have got the law of insanity. Why these all developed? Because there was a time when, unfortunately, the legal system was so black and white that the circumstances of the individual were not taken into consideration. An example of that today would be what are known as strict liability offenses. Yeah? These are offenses where, as long as it is proven you have done them, you are guilty. You can then provide reasons for why, and then the judge will decide on whether to decrease the penalty or not. But all these divisions in the legal system came about because we started understanding more about human beings and how human beings operate. Yeah? So we are now left with a system here which is looking at us and thinking, right, wait a minute, a lot of people today will tell you, why is it that every time someone has committed a heinous crime, yeah, the victim is always the last to be considered? The first thing that will happen is experts will be employed to find out whether the mental faculties were all appropriate when he committed the crime. And so the legal system divided a crime into what they call the thinking and the action after it. So you find that at that time, if we were to transport ourselves into that time, me and you would probably be in the front row saying, kill him, kill him, kill him, because that is how the society was. But we have now moved quite far, and today, like I said, even Mr. Chaudhry, yeah, what he said, yeah, what he allegedly said, we are both going on what? Sorry. No worries. Yeah, it is clear that if you say something, you have got defense and prosecution lawyers. That they are looking at the same law, but how are they coming to different conclusions? So there is an issue of interpretation, and the prophetic guidance is very clear that whenever you are interpreting the law, and the potential is that it is going to cause severe harm to the perpetrator after due process, and you are able to find an element of doubt, then what would be considered to be the ultimate punishment must be suspended. But now I am saying, wait a minute, if the potential for finding doubt is available, I can guarantee you we will find doubt. You know what you just said, the example, that the guy has come in that period and said, I don't believe in a God. Yeah? We are surrounded by cameras. Yeah? Like your example where it is clear cut, the guy is denying the existence of a creator. Yeah? Does the law allow it. I now today can say, wait a minute, there's something wrong with the person. Why is he denying it? Yeah? Let's sit down. Why are you denying the Creator? He comes out with reasonable reasons. Yeah? Definition of reasonableness, etc. Again, are legal definitions. Yeah? The problem we have here is a crossover between what would be considered to be the legal system and the arena in which matters like this ought to be discussed, as opposed to what we are generally doing. We generalize over issues which, in honesty, and if you want true justice being done on the subject matter, then it should be dealt with in the appropriate arena, which in this case would be the legal systems.
Okay.
So I know we started with freedom of speech and we went.
It's interesting having a conversation with you because of your legal background. That's very
yeah, thank you.
And it's because it's something that I think I haven't really considered.
Right, I see, yeah.
The way everything is legal. There's legal aspects.
Exactly.
Legal, every nuance.
There is.
Of what you're saying, what you think.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
now you see, if me and you, like we are right now, we're having a conversation, and the conversation entailed in me saying, okay, you know what, Paris? Let us assume there is no God. And some third party only heard what I said. There is no God.
Okay.
And off he went, reporting to everybody. Man, that Shabir, he says there is no God. Well, I never. So, somebody comes and says, wait a minute, come here, Shabir.
So now they have to question you to find out more.
Yeah, and then you are thinking, wait a minute. Yeah, sorry, yes, we are having a conversation. We are exploring certain things. Okay, can you call Paris? What were you discussing? Oh, we are discussing X, Y, and Z. Okay, you know what? Tell that guy, hop it. Apologies, Mr. Yusuf. Off you go.
Sure.
Yeah, but there has to be a legal framework for all this. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, a lot of human beings, and whether it's Christianity, Islam, or any, they usually would talk about and discuss a matter without realizing that this ought to be discussed in a legal framework, because the very discussion is on the basis of something that can be considered potentially a criminal charge or offense.
Okay, all right, thank you.
No problem, you're most welcome. Can I give you this? If ever you get the chance, this is our channel here.
Oh, is it your channel?
Yes, and that's me there. If ever you need to give me a drop, Shabir.
Is that like Speaker's Corner?
Yes. Yeah, okay. all truth. If you just type all truth revealed, one word.
Shabir Yusuf.
Yeah, will come up.
All right, thank you. I came today actually to see. I never come here. I've been away.
Really?
Traveling, yeah.
Okay.
So what I was doing is I was keeping up with what's going on in the UK.
Yes.
Through Speaker's Corner.
Okay.
Online. It was
right.
an odd. It connected me.
Oh, yeah, excellent.
To London, and
right.
the personalities, the ones who are very animated, I didn't see them here today. It's really.
Don't worry, they'll be here just a bit later on.
Oh, a bit later?
Yeah, they'll be here. So go and have something to eat or drink or whatever and come back again. I'm sure you will find.
How long does it go on for? Like?
It does, actually, it goes on up to about 7, 8 o'clock sometimes
really?
in the evening.
Seriously?
Yeah. But we travel quite a distance. So our cutoff time will be around 10 to 5. By 5 o'clock we have to be back on the motorway.
Right, where are you going back to?
We come from near Manchester.
Are you serious?
Absolutely. We left at 6 o'clock in the morning.
No, you don't come here every week then?
No. I wish we could, but we can't. It becomes a bit too expensive and very tiring. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So we leave at 6 o'clock in the morning. From there, get here for about 11:15.
Right.
Have conversations with good people like yourself. 5 o'clock, run back on the motorway and off. Yeah, by all means, have a look.
Shabir,
yeah.
Is that your name?
If ever, yes, that's me. If ever you need to contact me, Paris, there is my email.
Right, thank you very much.
A pleasure speaking.